As we said before the break, a federal judge has hit the pause button on the Trump administration's plan to fire thousands of federal workers, calling the move potentially political and lacking due process. The order temporarily protects employees across multiple agencies, including hundreds at the Atlanta-based CDC headquarters. Joining us now to break down what the pause really means and what happens next is Emory law professor Deepa Acevedo. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, Deepa, what is the legal basis for a judge stepping in to halt the massive firing, especially during a government shutdown?
Sorry, you cut out there for a second. What?
Talk to us about what does it mean for a judge to step in and halt this massive firing, especially during a federal government shutdown?
Right. Well, so what Judge Susan Ilston said in the order that she released yesterday evening is that all actions stemming from the layoffs that began on October 10th have to be paused. There can be no further process regarding them. And by tomorrow, she's required that all actual or impending rifts that are part of this this new set of layoffs have to be listed, and the government has to confirm its compliance with her order by 5 p.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. Is it unusual for the courts to intervene in a workforce decision tied to political priorities?
Well, I think it's unusual to have this level of government action in an employment context related to political priorities. So yes, it's not common for courts to have to intervene, but what Judge Susan Ilston is saying, which we heard Alice talk about just a minute ago, is that this set of rifts is different. She was very careful to articulate that her order right now is different from her order that she issued in the summer during the first set of government layoffs, because this time the government's rifts and layoffs is preventing some furloughed employees from even knowing that they've been riffed. So she's trying to make a distinction between this TRO that she's issued and the one that she issued earlier this summer, which was overruled by the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm. At what point does a firing like this, like these federal employees, cross the line from policy direction to political retaliation?
You know, that is the question that we're trying to sort through right now. I mean, the order that Ilston released yesterday notes that there is explicit reason to think, both from Russell Vought, both from the president, that these actions are politically motivated, that they are not in response to government need, and that they are in excess of government authority. So the line between employment decisions and political policy is exactly what we're trying to identify right now.
Could a case like this, or how much could a case like this shape the power or reshape the power that a president has on the federal workforce?
It's immensely important, because what we're trying to figure out is the boundaries of presidential executive authority during a shutdown, which again, as Alice mentioned, is greater than what it is during normal times. But what the TRO from Judge Ilston is saying is that though it may be greater, that power is not absolute or without boundaries.
Do federal employees have any protections in this, like the CDC? Do they have any protections under the current law?
Well, federal employees are generally considered just cause workers, which means that there's a process. The government, their employer, has to articulate reasons for terminating them and give them notice. And none of that has been followed here. I mean, we have employees who don't even know whether they've been fired, let alone why, or have been accorded the due process that they are entitled to under federal employment law.
Ultimately, does a case like this strengthen or weaken the idea of an independent civil service from politics? Like, what would be the case here? Would it weaken or strengthen it?
We are certainly seeing the boundaries being tested with this incident and with the dispute between the employees and the government. Ultimately, that's a question for the Supreme Court.
Got it. All right, Professor Acevedo, thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for your insight. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.